Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome back to the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. We are back. We're back, everyone. But we're not just back on our own. We're back with a fabulous, fabulous brewery from the Netherlands. Moersleutel from the Netherlands. Fantastic brewery. We got Pim and Rob at the brewery. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
All good here.
Fantastic. Really, really fantastic to have you on. I've been really excited about this. As soon as Amanda over at Beers of Europe talked to me about this, I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Their beers are terrific. I think I've been drinking your beers for about 3 years, is it? 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I think so.
Down to 5 now,
Yeah,
but I think 3 years back we started to move our beers to the UK as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was bottle shops that I was finding your beer in, unless somebody might have sent me a couple of beers. But terrific stuff. So, without further ado, I mean, shall we? First of all, I'm going to say hello to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Hello, everybody. I can see all your comments down the side on StreamYard tonight. Wonderful to have you all back at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. It really is. Shall we open a beer?
Yeah, sure.
let's do it.
Okay, so we have Crank the Juice.
Yeah.
This is your Hazy IPA at 6% ABV.
Yeah, I actually lowered it to 5.5 now.
I have the 5.5 version. We just lowered it. We packaged this one today, and that's more so we because of some of the Finnish monopoly or like I think retail chains, then we can sell it there as well because they have like restrictions on alcohol levels.
I know. That's the reason for 5.5%. Maybe you'll have to remind me. Maybe we can touch on that a little bit later on because that's quite a good subject, isn't it? The ABV in beers. Wow. As soon as I cracked that, that's like, oh, hello. Yeah, that's very good. It's very good. So, the Moersleutel, what does it mean in English, guys?
It's a wrench, like a spanner.
Ah, right, okay.
It's a very simple thing actually. Just a spanner.
But things you could never do without. You could never do without a spanner in life. Always need a spanner. That's why I had the spanner thing on social media that in my head. Yeah, that's why, right, okay. Right, I'm pouring this beer out, and wow, look at this. We got a 2-finger white head with a yeast in it. What's the yeast in it? Is it English ale yeast?
I think that the previous batch was Verdant strain. We've been using that for a good time now, and we just switched over to London Ale 3 because it's a bit sweeter, a bit thicker. Especially with the low ABV, it comes out a lot better than Verdant strain. So
fantastic. Oh, we got our first super chat of the night. We got a super chat from Alan Mead. Evening all. Really looking forward to this. Let's show that one. So a super chat is where somebody donates a couple of euros or pounds for us to enjoy a beer with. So yeah, thank you very much, Alan Mead. Just explain to you guys over there what that is. That it looks great. It looks really, really good. Nice amount of haze going on. Have you used a lot of the kind of as much lighter malts as you can just to kind of put the hops on show? Is that what you've done here?
We've kept it pretty simple. Just a pale ale and then some oats, some wheat. And we're now experimenting with other grains as well since we have the new mesh filter up and running, so we can play around a bit more with that. But yeah, this is Crank Juice is a very simple, straightforward pale ale and oats wheat base. So
fantastic! It's got a really, really good aroma to it. Fabulous.
Yeah, I think the hop combination is Mosaic Citra. It's also pretty straightforward, but it's like our core range IPA, so it needs to be like everybody needs to like it. That was the idea for this. It's not on the sweet side; it's more like on the crushing side, so you can easily drink 2 cans and isn't boring after or like refreshing Like we do like a series of New England IPAs, which are like more like to the geeky side, and this is one more which you can like just drink a full can and then you can curse another one.
Okay. So, Rob, are you drinking the IPA out of a tea mug?
No, that's my coffee. This is the
just breaking the ice, breaking the ice, having some fun. Wow. Even you get fruit flies, don't you, in the summer? They swarm around your beer. That is fantastic. Stone the Crows. Really, really tasty beer. Really hoppy, really drinkable. Nice kind of. You got the oats there to make that kind of. I much prefer oats to lactose. I'm not a lactose fan. I much prefer oats. Do you guys? I mean, you guys are brewing lots of different beers. Do you prefer to brew a beer with oats, or do you prefer to brew a beer with some lactose?
Depends on which kind of style we're talking about.
Yeah.
Usually we use a lot of oats in beers, but then if you want to get that extra kind of silky feel to it, for stouts mainly we use like in pastry stouts we try to use some lactose, because it also gives an extra layer of complexity to the body, not just flavor wise, but if you use only oats or if you use both like oats and lactose, then the flavor profile gets more complex in a way. So
I should have said IPA. I should have said I much prefer oats in an IPA.
I think we've used lactose in an IPA once for a milkshake IPA, but other than that, we didn't really ever use it. Oats is like kind of the oily feel to it, which plays well, also flavor-wise. So.
Yeah, this is incredibly good with the oats. Lots of kind of tangerine and grapefruit flavors coming through, passion fruit, mango, and then next to no bitterness. So I'm guessing all of the hops went into the fermenter.
A good whirlpool dose as well. I think this was the first beer we tried incognito with, the Bart Haas hop oil content, which you just throw directly into the kettle. This one had a very low amount. I think we try to upscale it now to see where our ideal spot is. So it's a big dose in the dry hops, and then a small, still pretty big dose in the whirlpool.
Fantastic.
Not smoke and bitterness at all.
And it's really important, I think, with this kind of new world style. I mean, it's a great topic of conversation. I just want to stop for a moment, though, and say thank you very much to Joe Biden Stenters, who's watching over in Ohio in America, for the $2 super chat. And for the comments, where are you all from and what are you drinking? Where are you all from? What are you drinking? Comment below. Let us know where you're from. What are you drinking? We get lots and lots of people from all over the world tuning in to the Stone Crow. But going back to the IPA, you guys have probably been drinking IPAs as long as I have, and you've seen the evolution of IPAs from probably the tamer British IPAs of old, of pre-2010, and then we started to see like the West Coast style of America kick in, which was all about the kind of big, punchy 100 IBUs. Remember those days? The big 100 IBU style beers. And then it settled down into this verdant yeast strain where everybody wanted to kind of just put all of the flavor in the middle of the body and not have too much bitterness on the back end. That style of beer has been very, very, very popular. And in the UK now, almost like mainstream. It's almost like where people would have maybe bought an Alcopop. There's talk that people are now buying these NEIPAs, New England IPAs. The youngsters prefer to drink these New England IPAs. And my question to you is, normally a style is replaced with another style after a couple of years max, but the New England IPA style has really hung on for like 4 or 5 years of being massively popular. What style I know what you're going to say, but what style of beer do you think is going to be the next thing, or what would you like the next style of beer to be the next thing?
I'd like it to be stout. I don't think it will be. I think pastry sours maybe, like refreshing, low alcohol, fruity. I think that's everything. Everybody should probably like those. And otherwise, I think low alcohol and non-alcohol would be a next kind of a hype in beer country land.
What we see some lagers here, but that's not a lot. What we see around is like I think in the UK and the US, the lagers are like getting a bigger thing now. But
that's what I thought you were going to say.
Here lagers is still like I don't know why, but a lot of people maybe because we have like a huge like I think if you went 10 years back in time, you like in a regular bar you had like 5 taps with five times Heineken or like five the same one. So I think you see it a little bit more, but you have like a lot of craft beer bars which don't have lagers or like craft lagers on tap. Like they maybe have like a macro lager because they are like maybe like are the owner of the bar or like the owner of the building. But you don't see a lot of lagers here.
No,
I'm just wondering, is that might be just like a location thing where, I mean, you mentioned you got a massive Dutch lager company there in Heineken. Whenever I fly into Amsterdam, it's everywhere. And you land and it's on the flight, the KLM flights. They're giving it out to you, and it's very hard to kind of get a foothold in that. And it's probably nice for the craft beer world in the Netherlands to be able to say, actually, we don't want to drink lager, because you're quite close to Germany at the same time, where there's a big influence on lager. Whereas over here in the UK, there's massive. It's probably still 70% of the market is mass-produced lager. But whenever I speak to a brewer, whenever I go to a beer festival, the brewers always say next big thing, kind of lager, pilsners, lagers.
They want it to be.
I think
because they want it to be. It's a funny thing. Can you pinpoint why a lot of the brewers out there who, it's always when you go to a beer festival and you drink loads of beer and then you wake up in the morning and you sit with a random brewer in the hotel and you have breakfast with them and then you start talking about beer and and then the conversation always seems to go to lager. Is there a reason why brewers want to, like you said, then they want to brew a lager?
Yeah, I think it's because of the simplicity of it. Because if we would drink any of our beers, it's all big flavors, in-your-face flavors, and a lot of flavors, especially. So it's also nice to once every while go back to simple beers to just enjoy and relax with, instead of having to pinpoint every off flavor and having to smell a basket of fruits in your every glass of beer. I think that's also kind of gets you tired at some point.
And I also think it's like also because of the refreshingness of a lager.
Yeah.
Like a New England IPA is nice, but normally more on the sweet side, and a lager is more like just drinking beer, like refreshing, crunchable. I think that's also one of the things. Yeah.
This is getting back to this. It's always nice to talk about beers and styles, and just drinking this beer just took me down that whole kind of topic of conversation. Just drinking this wonderful beer. So let's talk about you guys then. Let's talk about the history of Moersleutel. Your first. I tell you what, I'd like to start is. Your kind of where you got into beer. When was the first time that you went, ooh, I like that craft beer stuff? Go back to that moment and then go through the kind of the path then to opening a brewery in the Netherlands.
I think it was
2010.
Yeah, I think we because our father started a brewery with a friend of his before us.
Yeah.
And we were we didn't really have a lot to do, and we were kind of helping around with making beer. So the making of the beer was at that point the trigger for us to start to get into craft beer at all. Because before that we were just drinking Heineken and Amstel and.
But it was, I think, back in 2010. So I'm now 30. I was 20. I was the oldest of we are 4 brothers, and I'm the oldest of the 4. I was 20 back then. I think Rob was 15. So it's like back then the legal age of drinking was 16. So we were like, I think I was raised with lagers and pilsners, but Rob already also raised here in the Netherlands with like Heineken and stuff. But if you're 15 and your father is doing some home brews, and we're always interested in the process and helping out with brewing and like just the whole process of brewing. And then if the day comes that you're bottling that beer and then recarbonate of like re-ferment it on the bottle. And then, drink that first beer. So that's.
Speaking Holland, you must know you must know. Saying hello. So is the brewery the name of the brewery? Is it actually your father's name of the brewery then, or is it something that he was?
No, that was a different name. No, the name actually started as a not so serious name because we just did like 3 or 4 brews on our own on a 20-liter kit, and then. We just gone about like, okay, we made some beer. Now we've got to have a name for it, and then the Moersleutel dropped, and we it began as a kind of a joke, and then it stuck. So then, we didn't ever change it. Well, we changed it, but just 2 letters. So.
Yeah. So and the Moersleutel means like ranch, what we already said. Yeah. And that's why because like we're like 4 brothers, and 3 of us did like mechanical engineering, and I did like the business and technology. So it was like because we had like a technical background, that was why that's where the name came from. So we're all so it's related to what we did in the past. So and so we started out as home brewing. And then our father, started his small brewery. I think he did like 200 to 400 liters a month. So it was like really small, but he could sell it. And we were always helping him with making the recipes, brewing, bottling, like all the stuff which surrounded the brewery. And they mainly did like the more traditional beers, like a blonde or white. They also
German and Belgian.
Yeah. So we introduced a stout over there, like an 8% stout. And I think a double IPA.
The stout was from an award-winning recipe book. So you got like a leaf or a booklet for amateur brewers with prize-winning recipes, which you can then replicate or clone to your liking. And then I think that's the first stout that we brewed, they brewed, and then eventually we started to change the recipes and make them better. Kind of get them to be thicker or get them to be more complex just by doing research, basically. So that's where we started to kind of experiment, I think, mainly with malts in the beginning to create more and complex flavors out of stout.
Yeah, we also like our taste was also developing. So in the beginning, we drink Belgian beers and like more like local like Dutch beers. And then like some American stuff came over, and still I think one of the first American IPAs was like one of Rogue. There was like a super bitter, intense West Coast IPA. So that was was fun to drink. So and then you're gonna explore more of those beers and trying more of those American inspired beers or like the American style, like the modern beers. I think that's like where we really were like, okay, we really like the IPAs and the stouts. And
the extremer side of the brewing, or the more pronounced flavors in brewing. And then not by yeast, but more by the ingredients, the other ingredients.
Because like you say, the Belgian beers are very yeast forward, aren't they? To be able to do something very different is fantastic. I got a couple of super chats, if I can just very quickly. Got one from Hazy. He's drinking my collaboration beer with Glen Affric Brewery up there in Liverpool. He's drinking our Brighter Days Ahead. So we're going to call it Brighter Haze Ahead. And we go, no, we'll call it Brighter Days Ahead with the current situation that's going on at the moment, where, you know, we're all able to go back to the pubs a bit now, and that's quite a nice hazy 4.8% pale ale. And then we got one from our channel sponsor, the fantastic Beers of Europe, and they're saying good evening, everyone. Good evening to Beers of Europe. And one more has just come through. Hello, Big Kev. How you doing? One more has come through. Alan the Milkman made his post on the brewery website. Please show our guests some love and place an order. Support independent local brewers. Absolutely. So thank you very much for the super chats. Really, really pleased that you guys are supporting us the way you are. So that's really, and this nicely moves us on to our next subject, which is we were able to, as of March 2020, we were able to get through this whole situation by literally opening the virtual pub, and then we went for 14 months straight where we had this kind of support, this super chat support, and that's really what kind of got us through the whole situation. So tell us about your story when maybe February, March 2020 really kind of hit. How did you guys do?
I think the lockdown started in March here.
Yeah.
Our web shop kind of skyrocketed. When I think in 1 month it sold as much as the whole last year before that. So we couldn't really complain about the bars being closed.
Yeah, when the whole situation changed here to like a lockdown, just before we got we're contacted by the guys of they're doing the box in the UK, Beer 52.
Yeah, Beer 52.
Yeah.
So we were just approached by them for okay, you guys, do you want to put some beers in the box? And we just expanded with 3 new fermentation tanks. So we were okay, it was we didn't know what was happening in that stage. So yeah, if we also need to close bottle shops and stuff. So we signed that order. I think it was we produced a full 2 months of beer.
100K of cans.
Yeah, it was 100,000 cans for the Beer 52 order. So that gives us a lot of time to think and see what was happening. So but then all the bars were closing, but in the Netherlands the bottle shops are so yeah, how do you say it? They were
necessary stores,
essential stores. So they could still be open. So yeah, it was I think we sell a lot of bottle shops because people couldn't go out, couldn't go on vacations. So people were if you're at night sitting at home, you still want to have a beer. So we sold a lot of beer on cans, especially because we do a lot of heavy stuff. We already sold a lot of our beers to for home consumption. So yeah, we had a pretty good year. But we also have a bar which was I think closed for 8 months or something. So yeah, that was the downside. But we turned our bar in a bottle shop. So we had something to do over there.
Yeah. That's an amazing story, and I wonder if the world of beer drinking has changed forever. I think it's certainly it's probably certainly changed in the UK. I think my brother-in-law summed it up. He summed it up. We went out on Thursday, and everybody got so used to drinking at home that when we did go to the pub, and they wanted £5.50 for a lager, and coincidentally it was a Heineken. That he almost was in a total state of shock. £5.50 for a pint of Heineken. It was almost like I've been drinking at home and I've been drinking with online with friends and ordering different beers. It was almost like a state of shock. And I don't know if that's the same situation with you guys, where of course, I mean, there's a lot. I so wish that the pubs are going to do well, but I wonder if there's going to be long-term damage from all the drinking from home and the online bottle shops opening.
Yeah, I think you really need to, as a bar, you really need to deliver some sort of experience, or like just more than just only a beer, I guess. So people are willing to come to your place. I think that's that will be one of the things. So like here, it's still I think the bars are just opened a month ago, but they need to close at 6 at night or like at 8 now. So, and it's maximum 50 people on your terrace. So they're still like, I think like just 20 or like maybe 30-40% is opened, and the rest is still closed because they don't have like a big terrace or something. So it's still, but I think it's changing, because I also had it with friends, like everybody buys a few nice bottles of beer or cans, and you sit down at home, and it's like the same experience as a pub sometimes. So I think you'll see more people just gathering together at home and drink some nice beers over there. Yeah,
it's as we're talking about tap rooms and bottle shops and so forth, our channel sponsor, Beers of Europe, they're going to be opening a 16-line tap room very, very shortly in the UK, which we're going to pop down to Norfolk and get into there and have a look at that. We're going to do a live stream from Beers of Europe when we're kind of up and ready and able to really travel. I think what I haven't considered as well, with because I wanted to get out straight away and start doing like as things were before. But what I didn't consider was the mask situation. Like if I arrived at a brewery to do some video, when I'm normally with the microphone, and it's going to be pretty impossible, isn't it, to do that sort of thing, to be able to, you're going to have to get some really good heavy duty microphones like they do with the sport and stuff. There she is, craft beer ladies in. This is my wife. A lot of people in the chat will be saying hello to Mel now. Mel used to host the Friday night streams for me at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. She just got in from work, so she's banging her pasta in the microwave. But do you want to come and say hello? Come and try this Crank the Juice by Moersleutel. It's really, really, really good. Really good.
Ooh, yeah, it smells really good.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really good.
6% as well, wow.
Yeah.
It's not boozy at all, is it?
No, it's not boozy. Not boozy one bit. Nice to come home to. Nice beer to come home to. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No. So how many in terms of brewing?
Yeah.
Did it change? Like I went up to. Have you heard of Brew York in York in the UK?
Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
So I did a live stream up at Brew York at the brewery. We were talking to the brewers there, and they said what it did for them was people who were buying from their website wanted a different beer every week, and they wanted like different styles and different ABVs, and they ended up brewing last year like three. I think they were bringing out, was it three or four beers a week they were bringing out? It was something like maybe at least a beer a week, so 52 beers.
Yeah.
52 beers in a week. Is that what you found with your customer base? The fact that they were home, they wanted to try different things, so you were brewing lots of different styles, or have you always been about that?
Well, yeah, we've always been about that, but that's also mainly because we always used to sell at least 80% in bottle shops, and I think people in bottle shops always tend to go for the new thing they're not looking to relax with a pint of beer, but they're looking for new flavors and a new experience in beer. And so we were always kind of almost pushed to that point of creating a new beer every time. But it's also we thought it was nice to to brew something new every time, also to get more experience and explore ourselves what we could do with different kind of ingredients in beer. So,
and what we did some rebrews, so that's what we do. We don't do. We do a lot of one-offs, but also it's not like we don't never brew it again. So we have some beers which we brew like maybe twice, sometimes three times a year. But we have a lot of our customers are like people that want to have some new stuff each time. So, but it's like we are in the business now for 5 years, and this was the first year we introduced a core range, because we never had a core range of beers. We were always like a rotation portfolio. So this like Crank the Juice is the first the New England in our core range of 4 beers. We have the Motor Oil, which is like one of our flagship beers, which we didn't always had in stock, but now we have it always in stock. But I think that was the only beer that we
regularly
had on stock regularly. And what the nice thing is about doing a lot of new stuff, you learn a lot. But the other downside is, like now with the core range, it's really hard to focus on one beer. So now if we do the Motor Oil like once every month or once every 2 months, or Crank the Juice, you can really like test on like small scales. Like if you do a new stout each time, it's still a different malt bill or different yeast, different temperatures. And now we can really see what's happening if we just change one thing in the base recipe. So it's also something I think we might had to do earlier, so we learn a lot from it. Yeah.
I was on stage in Poland where we were talking about beers, and I was with Tomek Kapira, Polish beer blogger. He does a lot of traveling. I was with him and Martin Cornell and a guy from Austria who does Pro Beer TV, Martin Vogt, who does Pro Beer TV. And it was a really nearly was like we were talking like in depth about like pros and cons of just producing new and exciting beers and having a core range. And it nearly got really heated, the conversation, because there were people there was 2 people who were really kind of like enthused about having a core range, and they thought it was really important. I was one of them, and then you had 2 guys on stage which were like, no, it needs to be exciting all of the time. And but my argument was that if you have a core range, people can really identify you as a brand with those kind of like 4 beers that you have, and there's a chance then of one of your beers, like the sales just keeping on increasing. For example, I mean, it's not a very good example, but maybe it is Punk IPA, where people identify Brewdog for Punk IPA, and they identify Thornbridge for Jaipur, and of course Fuller's with London Pride. They're just the beers in the UK. My argument was it's really difficult for the brewers to consistently brew amazing beer all of the time. And then kind of like really grow their reputation. Do you know what I'm coming from with this?
Yeah. That's also what we noticed. Now I think now we do 3 to 4 new beers a month, but we had some times we did maybe 6 or 7, but then you're like forced to being creative. So and then you're not creative anymore. Then it's just okay. Take that IPA recipe. Maybe we throw in a different hop, and then we have a new beer. And that's And now you can go. Okay, we have a brewing team of 6 people now. That's like just dedicated production team, and then people have like really the time to create a new recipe and think about it instead of we need a new beer because that's what the sales guys are asking for. Now we have like time to sit down and say, okay, we did this type of beer. What do we want to change for the next one? What new ingredient? What do we want to use? Or what different yeast do we want to use? It's like getting a little bit more creativity back in those recipes instead of just pushing beers for because people ask for it. I think that's we still do a lot of different beers, but it's more like we take some more time now to develop the recipes and go
also to assess different beers and different beers in tank. So it's now a lot easier to improve on quality. Because if you brew a new thing every time, you're also improving quality because your knowledge improves over time with different ingredients, different hop kinds, different additions. But if you brew a same beer like 3 times or 4 times, you can also learn about the malt base you use if you just tweak it slightly instead of going the exactly opposite way. So
the other side of the coin, the other side of the argument is those poor brewers who they only brew the same 3 or 4 beers. Like I know a brewer who brewed just 3 beers he spent 25 years at a brewery, and they invested in a craft brewery. This regional brewery took one of their boil kettles out and put in a small. It was that big. They took it out, and then they put a small craft brewery in its place. And this guy, I remember going in. I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning his name. Don Jeffrey. He used to work for Guinness as well. But I remember Don Jeffrey. He was like a kid in a candy shop. After brewing the same 3 beers for 25 years, he was finally able to
do different.
Let's create. Let's do stuff, and we did some great things with the head brewer, Bill Dobson, and it was great. It was great. That was Brains Brewery. Have you heard of Brains Brewery in Wales?
Brains,
no. Brains, yeah.
Brains.
Yeah, that's my local brewery. So where are we going next, guys? I really enjoyed that.
Crème Brûlée, I think. Well, just going on alcohol, it should be Crème Brûlée. Also, I think less intense than motor oil and Macaroon machine. I'd go with that.
Mel, can you pull out the sofa bed? I'll have trouble climbing the stairs. Yeah, that was really good. A creme brulee barley one at 9%. Just showed Mal. Just joking there, but wow, that looks good.
On the comment of Pierre, we're not 6'5", but we're in centimeters we're about 180 meters, so not as tall as other Dutch people.
Right.
I think we're the smallest of the 4.
Yeah, we're the 2 smallest ones.
Okay, here we go. I'm looking forward to this. I'm trying to maybe I'll get my phone out in a bit. Oh, look at the color. Look at that. So you've used a little bit of roasted malt here?
Yeah, small bit for
small
our
amounts. See, yeah.
We actually wanted it to be a bit like creme brulee color, but we went a bit overboard with some roast. But it's like an inverted creme brulee now. So that's
which batch code do you have?
Wow! Look at this. Come on, have a look. She's gonna come in a moment. She's just finishing her food. Oh my goodness me! Wow. Sorry for the excitement. It's just my natural. Oh, that really is. I used to work in a restaurant, and they used to make me blowtorch the brown sugar on the top of these. And it is. It really is creme brulee. Oh, that is wonderful. So I'm guessing off the top of my head, you must have used about 8 different malts in here, yeah?
I think this was a pretty simple, like 5 different malts or something. Just pale base or Mare's Otter, and then some Vienna wheat. I think special B is in there, melanoidin. About 8. It's actually a pretty decent number. Pretty decent number.
And then we used vanilla in this one to give it some of the sweetness, and some tonka beans that gives a little bit.
Tonka bean.
Yeah, and like a really, really low quantity that gives like a little bit of like the brown sugar vanilla, cinnamon vibe on the nose. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I've never smelled a barley wine like this before. Normally they're like, it's a funny style, isn't it? Barley wine. I get sent a lot of beer into the kitchen for reviewing, and I always seem to put the barley wines in the back of the cupboard, like, you know, they just. And then when you finally get to a barley wine, it's like, oh, why did I leave this so long? Why didn't I review this sooner?
Because it ages well.
yeah, exactly. It's you do the hoppy stuff first, and you leave the barley wines. But this barley wines are good, but this is like another level of barley wine. I'm gonna have a sip. Oh, stone the crows. Stone the crows. That is something else. You must be really proud of this beer.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
It took a few times, but we're getting there. It's also because we don't regularly brew a lot of barley wines. The barley wines we brew are usually on barrels, so it's a new thing for us to bring out barley wines straight from the tank, I think.
Yeah. The difficulty with the barley wines is that what you said, like if they age, then especially if they're like fresh, it's pretty hard to get like complexity in those beers. And normally after like a month or 6, they're getting like pretty interesting. So that's always what the tonka beans and vanilla are adding. Like if it's fresh, you get like the tonka bean and vanilla, which gives like a lot of the flavors. And we hope, we just started with this half year ago. So we hope with when we can try some older batches that we get the complexity of the aging of the beer. So that will be that will be the nice part of it.
Have you put some of these in the back of the cupboard then? Have you just left a couple in there?
Yeah, we've got an incubator, which we use to speed the aging process of all our beers.
So that's like a warm room, like always on 30 degrees. So that's for quality control. And if we put it on 30 degrees, it's like if it's 1 week.
It's, four times.
Yeah, if it's 1 week on 30 degrees, it's like speeding the aging process for 4 weeks. So then we can do like sort of forced aging. It's a bit different than like aging it at like 15 degrees for that time, but it gives a good indication of how the beer is turning out after a forced aging. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I've been to many breweries and I've never that's really interesting. Is that something that you guys have come up with, or is that an actual formula in the brewing industry?
Actually, don't think so. I think someone
brilliant.
Someone once came up with it. I think it was our production manager.
Yeah.
But it's a great way also for IPAs to see how well the packaging went.
Yeah. How stable they are.
Yeah, because usually I don't think breweries ever taste their own beers after 4 months, especially IPAs. But I think 4 months is a decent time for people to get it in shops. So I think it's important to also taste it when the customer tastes it, and not just from the tank or just from the packaging line.
A good example of IPAs, really, isn't it? If you leave a double IPA for a year, it becomes a barley wine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
But I'm really pleased. That's something completely new for me. The 30 degrees, it ages the beer 4 times. That's really, I'm going to say to the comments box, I haven't done it tonight. Bit ring rusty because I've not done it for a week or 2. But can you hit the like button down below? If you hit the like button down below, we got a like and a love button down here. If you can hit that, then we're gonna really kind of like beef this up.
Forgotten what to say.
Yeah, Mal's saying I'm ring rusty. I've forgotten what to say. Yeah, if you hit the like button down below, you got a like and a dislike. Hit the like button. We can get this up to easily 150 people tuned in tonight. Everybody's getting in from work. Everybody's settling down. Everybody's cracking a beer. Is it 8:45 where you are, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is 8:45. Do you need me to speed up a little bit with the beers, or are you okay with time?
Relax, enjoy.
We have 3 brewers now working, so we don't need to do the morning shifts anymore.
Yeah. So we started to talk about earlier on. We were talking about the journey of your brewery. That's another really great point.
Link for you.
Was it? I mean, it looked like you've got into this market. You knew what beers you wanted to brew. Is it? Oh, we got actually interrupting myself here. We got a Norwegian brewery in Rune Birkeland. He is Elijah Field Microbrewery over there in Bergen in Norway. A really good friend of mine. I've been to Norway a few times brewing beers with Rune. We brewed an Imperial Russian Stout up there in Norway, which was fantastic. And Hoppy Simon we reviewed, we brewed as well, which was a 9% double IPA. Hello, Rune. How are we doing? It is normal to have these beers in storage. We want to see if the quality is there. Right, okay, so there we are. This is Brewer to Brewer Talk now. Brewer to Brewer Talk. This is fantastic. So tell us then a little bit about the next journey of your growth. When you identified your premises, was it a small garage? Was it a small barn? Or did you go, you know what, we're going to go all out. We're going to go all out. We're going to invest.
Just the whole story. Yeah, it was.
If you start it, I'm going to dash to the toilet while you start the story.
We started up with a
yeah. So our father and his friend were they were having a brewery in the kitchen of a madhouse. Which used to be a madhouse because it was out of use by then, but it was still a kitchen. Which had tiles and easy cleaning. So they had a brewery over there, and another room came free in the same building, which we could rent. And that's where our, I'd say, commercial journey began.
I think it was like a 30 square meters or something. So it was pretty small. And we started with one 700 fermentation vessel, and the first beers we brewed were Imperial Porter and an Imperial Stout, which we aged on
walnut wine barrels.
Yeah, walnut wine barrels and bourbon barrels. So it was like the first beer we ever made was a barrel aged beer, which was also the first beer we ever released was like the barrel blend #1, which we blended different beers or different types of barrels together to get like one beer. I think we went up to
5
barrel blend 5. Yeah. So we and now we changed the barrel blend series into the barcode series, which is our barrel aged series now. And the funny part about that one was that we never had barcodes on our cans or bottles. Before this, we did bottles, and we never had barcodes on there. And we get like a lot of questions from store owners to put barcodes on our product. So then we came up with the barcode series, which is just like a full barcode as label. So it was like one big barcode. If you'll check in on Untapped or something, you'll can find those, which are pretty high rated nowadays.
Okay, I'm back. What did I in terms of I was really interested, and then I had to dash for the bathroom. You know what it's like. You drink some beers, and so I know you probably touched on this already, but was it a small barn or was it a garage, or how did he start?
It was the kitchen of a madhouse, or which used to be a madhouse. It was then for rent in I think 5 compartments, one building, and it's at a what do you call it? It's at there's like a church and all that. It used to be mental health
care.
Yeah, mental health care, and then we just we could hire a room there next to the brewery of our father and his friend. We started with one fermenter, some barrels, and then came more fermenters and more barrels.
Yeah.
And more
So we
fermenters.
didn't have our own brewing system. We used the brewing system of our father, and we had our own fermentation tank. So we just brewed beer at our father, put a hose to our own room, which was 30, 40 square meters, and then started fermenting over there. So we started really low budget. And from there on, because it was like also first it was just hobby, we were brewing on the weekends, and that's where we started. And because there was like no pressure on it at all, we started out with the first beer we ever did was a barrel aged beer. So yeah, I also think that was how we entered the Dutch market. That a lot of people were like, okay, why are these young boys brewing barrel aged beers? Yeah, that's
it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's. That was a lot of fun. So a lot of people said like, "What did you also have like a blonde or a white or something?" Was like, no, we
triple.
We do what we like, and we brew what we want to drink. Yeah.
Fabulous. What's the town that you crossed from the Netherlands to Belgium?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's the whole border is covered with towns. You mean Breda?
It's a town where you kind of like they had the front door. You can jump out of one front door into another front door, and you're either in Belgium or the Netherlands. And it was all like tax reasons. If the tax went up in Belgium, they would lock that door and just use the Netherlands door. But I brewed a collaboration in the Netherlands, and I've been racking my brain all night because it was a few years ago now. They do a lot of barrel aged beers, and the breweries literally they built a massive cellar underneath the brewery with a load of barrels. The Dr. Van der Coroner.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That's
Belgian. Yep.
Yeah. But the brewery literally, it's like a Baal Hertog. That's it, I think.
Yep.
That was the town. But I stayed there. That was a fabulous place. That was. Yeah. You never quite knew. The whole town the borders was everywhere. Even like in circles, which I couldn't understand. You could jump into Belgium and then jump back out into the Netherlands again. But we brewed. We didn't actually brew a collaboration. We did a blend. So we blended like 6 of his different barrel aged beers, and that was a massive experience, a wonderful experience. But my time in the Netherlands, I absolutely really enjoyed it, even if it was kind of maybe more into Belgium than the Netherlands. But my next question is, if I was to fly into Amsterdam, how far are you guys away from Amsterdam shop with Schiphol?
It's about 50 kilometers, half hour drive, I think.
And by train, 45 minutes. So it's
So there's a train into the town where you brew?
Yeah.
Oh. We're in the city. So before that, we were in a small town, and now we're
the small town was also covered by train.
Also covered by train too. And now we moved to Alkmaar, the city in the Netherlands, and so it's pretty close. Especially our tap room is like a 5 minutes walk from the train station. Yeah.
So how is the market in the Netherlands? We see some Dutch beer here, but is it like a microbrewery in every town?
I think last I heard there were 900 900 breweries in the Netherlands, which is
900 to
quite
1,000.
a lot. But yeah, I think about half of it is contract brewers or gypsy brewers. And then there's a shit ton of small breweries, like very small breweries. And then there's some bigger breweries. Then it comes our size, and then there's just some bigger ones. But it's pretty... there's good variety of different kinds of breweries and also different sizes, I think. But I think about every town has a brewery now, especially in South Brabant. There's a lot of breweries. So
it's amazing, isn't it? Are you like from when you come into the market, when you kind of first got into beer to where we are now? It's been a very, very kind of it's taken a decade, but in the beer world, that's a very small timeline, isn't it? For so many breweries to kind of blow up. Can you put your finger onto why that's happened? Why around the world so many breweries have kind of really shot up?
I think people are just looking for something new instead of the regular pilsners. I also think that because it kind of started in America with the new hops, so I think those have had a very big impact on West Coast IPAs with the fruitiness and the more flavor came out of it than other than just bitterness. Kind of helped a lot, I think. And nowadays, I think people are just tired of pilsners from macro breweries and trying something new.
Amazing. So, how are the like we hear of Heineken here in the UK, but there must be more like macro breweries that just produce macro lagers in the Netherlands.
Yeah, there's about, I think,
7?
about 10 big ones.
No, I think yeah,
7 to 10.
But then there's still 3 of those are owned by Heineken, I guess.
Heineken has Heineken, Amstel, and then another few.
No, there are a few. Then you have
Brand,
yeah. And then you
Hertog Jan's from AB InBev. And then there's Bavaria, which is Swinkels, which is buying up a lot of breweries now.
Yeah. In Haarlem is just bought by those Swinkels, guys.
Yeah.
And then you have Grolsch, that's from an Asian brewery, I guess.
Asahi.
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 How are they reacting to all of these fresh young brewers in the Netherlands? Are they trying to? Are they trying to Sorry,
they're not trying to brew anything different, but they're trying to buy up.
Yeah, but
that's what I was going to say. They're trying to it's like they're trying to nullify. They're trying to go, right, we'll buy this one and close them down, and then it's like they don't have enough hose pipes to put all the fires out. That's what I see. They don't have enough. Whenever a brewery gets bought up, somebody else comes along and bang, they're brewing fantastic beer. And I think they've realized that now. I definitely think these large breweries realized, especially in America, there was a time about 7 years ago where you'd hear that Oscar Blues had been taken over, and there was a real kind of like wave of takeovers. And then all of a sudden, that kind of stopped. That kind of stopped in America because I think they realized that they can't buy every brewery, can they?
Eventually I also think because I think all breweries that are bought up kind of lose their creativity. So you had that at I in Amsterdam, which used to brew some specials, some one-offs and interesting beers, and nowadays it's just their core range and it's just pumping volume rather than creative beers or new beers or quality driven beers. So I think it's also kind of dulling down the market in a way. And then that's very easy for another brewery to then come up with something creative and top them with craft beer.
And what you also see here is that like breweries who are bought by one of the bigger guys, you see, because there are a lot of bars are owned by the big breweries here. So then the bar owner gets more discount if they put that craft beer, which is owned by Heineken or some other big guys. If they put that one on draft, they get more discount on their pilsner. So that's one of the things to push out, or maybe not to push out, but getting all the dollars or all the euros that are spent in the bars going to the big guys.
Yeah. Now, Joe Biden here, over in Ohio, who's been following us massively for years, but he's been supporting us on the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. We have a brewer coming on once a month. So we've had 14 breweries in the last 14 months. And Joe Biden asked this question to every single brewer. In a fight to the death, who would you choose to fight? A grizzly bear or a great white shark? Okay, guys, go.
I'm a very bad swimmer, so I take the grizzly beer probably.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think the Grizzly beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would too. A lot of people
You
choose
can
the
run.
Grizzly, yeah. Although you can punch a shark on the nose, but
Okay.
that's the other side of the argument. And we've also we got a new member come in as well. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Stephen Melia has become a YouTube member. So just very quickly for you guys and to everybody else who are watching, the membership's a little bit like the Netflix, where you pay monthly. So where people give individual super chats to us, we have then memberships where people can put a membership in and they pay monthly. They pay monthly into the channel, which for us, it's always very, very humbling. It's always very, very humbling when somebody chooses to do that. It's a sign that people really like our content. And I promise everybody in the future, I know I promised we're going to be doing a lot more kind of out and about and traveling. It is coming. It really is coming very, very soon. But thank you so very much for the monthly membership from Steve Amelia. But you mentioned the brewery. Thank you very much. So you mentioned the brewery earlier on. I missed it. Where you said they were creating individual beers, like barrel aged beers, and then all of a sudden they stopped. Which brewery was that again? I misheard it.
The egg.
Yeah,
It's
but they didn't do barrel aged beers, but they did lost some of their creativity, and as well as you have the Molen in the Netherlands, which is one of the biggest guys. The first one I also think that was bought out, which is
have they been bought out, the Molen?
Yeah. 3 or 4 years back, which. They produced like a huge amount of specials. I think that was the biggest special brewery in the Netherlands, which
didn't know.
Dropped pretty hard. But I think as well because of the owner and head brewer, sort of left the brewery. He's still working there now. What I understood, but you saw that one. I think dropping, maybe not because they were bought out, but it's also like the soul of the brewery. The brewers are like the people are making the beer. So I think they got like just their creativity from this there was like Swinkle. So they weren't. I don't think they were saying that they need to do like cheaper beers or some sort of that stuff. But it's also like the people who work there. So some people leave the brewery. So yeah, if the knowledge is leaving the brewery, I think your quality will on a certain level might drop. Yeah.
So I remember a time where the Molen they produced a Rasputin beer.
Rasputin,
yeah. That I remember a lot of their beers in the UK about 5-6 years ago. When did this? I didn't know. When did this takeover happen? And who are they owned by?
I think
Swinkles now.
I think 4 years ago, Swinkles bought a 30% share, and then 3 years later they bought the rest. I think.
Yeah.
Swinkles,
something like that. Swinkles,
Bavaria.
It's Bavaria.
Bavaria. Oh my god.
They also bought Eltje.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that by now, but
Eltje in Haarlem. That was one of the bigger like IPA focused breweries. They just bought like a month ago by Swinkles as well. Yeah. So they're buying a lot here.
I mean, you don't have to answer this at all. You seem really, really kind of passionate about what you're producing. But if the big golden handshake come out to you guys, would you think about the Caribbean and surfing, or are you really that passionate that you want to hold on to what you got?
I think because we are like a family-owned brewery, because like we're 4 brothers. And also our mother and father are owning the brewery now. So we are with 6 people owning the brewery. I think that's one of the reasons why we are not like, I don't think we want to sell. But yeah, maybe if we get like a fight in the family that we say, okay, let's sell the brewery. And but yeah, I think ideally we want to pass it on to our children too. Yeah, I think that's our ideal situation. It's like really fun to own a business with your family, and sometimes it can be hard, but it's a lot of fun. And I think if it's like if we can live from it all 6, which we do almost right now with 5 of us, we live from it. So and that's still going good. So we don't we don't have we don't want to sell it right now. Yeah, we'll never know, but for now we don't think that we want to sell it because it's just too much fun at the moment.
They have nothing to do anyway. So.
I'm sorry if I mean it just felt like a natural part of that conversation. Sorry if I put you on the spot at all there.
No
we got Eric Granlund with a Swedish 50 krona super chat. Could the recession of 2008 push the craft beer scene? Even expensive craft beer is a lot less expensive than single malt or wine, for example. And if I can just touch on that and add another layer to that question to you guys. I remember when the recession hit and people actually lost their jobs and they had some savings, they actually opened breweries in the UK. So for my part, yes, I think the recession of 2008 helped the craft beer scene. But could you answer that?
No, I wasn't even drinking beer back then. So I've got no idea at all. I was in school, so
no worries. Worries.
What you see is that you have like as well as in our brewery, we have like 2 or 3 guys working for our in our brewery, which are like pretty well schooled guys, which earned a lot of money like on jobs they did before, and they really want to do something that they like to do. So that's what we see a lot here. That you have like people that like maybe earning like huge amount of monies a year, but like want to do something that they really like and like brewing beer, working in a brewery, which is not paying the best salary, I guess, of all jobs. I think it's reasonable at our brewery, but I think that's a lot of the thing. That's like it's a really nice environment, like a really nice scene to work in, and you make some product which you see people enjoying. I think that's one of the also one of the reasons that a lot of people went into craft beer as well.
Fantastic. I got another one, Secret Whispers, saying £2 super chat, you bring happiness. Thank you very much, Secret Whispers. And then we got another £10 super chat, KCJ Bomber, new hair, new Simon. Thank you very much. I popped round today for a haircut for these guys. Normally my hair is all like, it's like, right, we got the Moersleutel on, we've got to go and get it. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. How are you enjoying yourself so far? Is it
very good? Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. I'm really pleased to have you on. I am going to save some of these beers for a little bit later on, and I'm very mindful of the time that it's 9:05 over there in the Netherlands, and it's only 8:05 here. So I'm going to get the next beer now. Which beer are we looking at next?
I think it's motor oil.
Motor oil. That's our.
I need a different glass then for that.
You're fine. Just grab the Teku for everything. It's the best. So.
I'll use this. Lervig glass. Okay, so this is your motor oil, a Russian Imperial Stout coming at 12% ABV. Oh man, I've used this saying so many times, motor oil, and it's the perfect kind of explanation for this style of beer, isn't it? There's no other better explanation for this style of beer. Is just motor oil.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, while I'm here, so can you remember the time where in Norway, Nørgneo got bought out?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh my God, Nørgneo got bought out.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact, their competitors, Lervig, always had kind of financial backers. And the financial backers at Lervig, even though they had I love the beer, they're a fantastic brewery. They have their own kind of like like big brewery backers behind, but nobody kind of really realizes it because they started from a smaller base than Nuggneo, and it happened a lot earlier in their life cycle.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to Norway quite a bit. I speak to the guys at Nuggneo, and they kind of like go, yeah, but you know, over there, or you know, that type of thing. Over there, they're owned by a big company as well. You know, did you guys know that?
I didn't know that Nuggneo was.
I know it. I know they were brought out pretty early in the.
I know that Lervik started as a Pilsner brewery, right?
Yeah,
That's why they have the crazy big tanks.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Other than that, I didn't even know that Nuggneo was sold out.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty early. But Lervik has like a huge brewery, or at least huge brew house.
Yeah, but it's very similar to Nuggneo, but not many people know that. But I mean, for me, in terms of like style and creativity, and I think Lervik is still able to produce terrific beer.
Yeah.
The last kind of example I want to use, with a great craft brewer in the UK, their beers don't taste so good anymore, is Beavertown. You know Beavertown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their beers were only 3 years ago terrific, absolutely terrific, and now, have you tried a Beavertown beer recently?
Recently,
no,
not.
I don't think you don't see them anymore in the Netherlands. No. Before that, we saw them. As well as with the other guys who bought out by Heineken, with the neck oil. That's the
Beavertown, yeah.
Beavertown. Okay, that's Beavertown.
For Pure also sold out, right? To the Lion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that's what happens. I think so. In your situation, we don't see the Molen anymore, and because they got. And then in your situation, you don't see Beavertown anymore. It's like they get bought out and it's like silenced, you know. It's
maybe
it's a very strange thing.
The drink local thing is a thing right now, so they might just sell everything in bars locally.
Yeah.
And I also know at the Mole their volume dropped. I think by more than 60%. So that's,
wow.
By a huge amount. Yeah, but
wow.
Yeah. That's as well, because the Mole was like one of the new world brewers like 5 years ago, and now a lot of
older than that.
Yeah, but like they did like the new styles 5 years ago. They were like the top notch in the Netherlands, I guess. Like when in like new experimental stuff and pushing the boundaries. And when they bought out, and I think some of the key people left the brewery. They're just like I think they still make decent good beers, but it's not that special anymore. So
okay, I was just about to get into this, but we've got another brand new member, Carly Fenn. Thank you so much, Carly Fenn, for becoming a member of our channel on a monthly basis. Really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Let me tip my hat to you. And let's get into this one then. Let's get look at this. I mean, my webcam is not doing this beer any justice whatsoever, but this is just looking
pitch black.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So how much of the roasted malt? What's the percentage of the roasted malt you've used this year?
Around 16.
Pretty high.
Like 16% with black malt.
Yeah.
The specialty grains is around 60%, I think. And then 40% base malt.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just switched to a whole new brewing system. We normally have like the conventional like Lottertons, where you have like the bottom where the liquid is coming from. We just installed like a mesh filter. That's more like a macro brewery thing. So it's like a lot of plates, and we don't crunch the malts anymore, but we hammer mill them like you get like with flour. It's like just flour.
Yeah.
And with that system, we can do like all sorts of grain. We can do like 100% dry beer without clogging that filter. Or it will be a long filtration, but we have like now we just installed that machine like a month ago. We have like a huge flexibility on grains and types of grains we can use now. So we're dialing in our recipes a bit now, but that's one of the things we're super excited about. So we can, because normally our imperial stouts are normally like roast malts, like base malts, and now we can really experiment with a lot of like weird stuff like oats, rye, spelt, and do some crazy stuff with that new machine.
It's absolutely terrific. I've been holding, ready to go. Another Stone the Crows from me. Another Stone the Crows. I'm loving the mouthfeel, the rich motor oil mouthfeel. You can feel the stickiness on the lips there. Oh, it's an absolute great beer to behold here. It really is. I'm getting, pipe tobacco smoke. Where you put the pipe.
We've got a very dark roasted malt, which has like a burnt flavor.
Ashy on the end, which you get like the bitterness.
We're actually trying to dial that back a bit now, because all our beers have that ashy burnt flavor in the end, it also gives it kind of an astringency to it.
A little bit, definitely,
We're trying to get rid of now to get it a bit smoother.
So how are you guys going about that? How do you go about getting rid of that astringency?
Throwing in less black malt.
Yeah, that's tweaking around. So
it's different kinds of black malt. Different maltsters have different profiles. So it's also creating a blend of different malts again. So cutting back on one malt and putting in a substitute, or just level between different malts until you get where you want to be.
And also the bitter, like the dark malts are also giving some bitterness. So that's also, if we're going less on those malts, we need to add some more bittering hops to getting balance, or it gets like overly sweet. So it's always like balancing out the recipes to make them drinkable, but also not boring. Yeah.
So Beers of Europe, our channel sponsor, is saying win some Moersleutel beers and goodies on our Facebook page. Go and check out. Please come back. Go check out Moersleutel's, Beers of Europe's Facebook page, where you can win some Moersleutel beers and goodies. That's really good, because I mean, in the UK market, if you really want to try their beer, now's your chance. Get over to the Facebook page and try and win some goodies over there. But I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm loving the mouthfeel. I've actually been. Have you been to a malt where they roast the malt in a tradition? I went to a place in Poland.
Okay.
Where they were shoveling. It was like this great big machine, but from like the 1900s, and it was like a great big barbecue. They were throwing in the coal, and it was like a conveyor belt of crystal malt going through. And it was being roasted through these kind of like flames, like bellowing down on this malt, and it was coming out the other end as roasted malt, and that was like a real eye opener. That was the Tyskie Brewery. Have you heard of Tyskie, the Polish lager?
No.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, but that was at the Tyskie Brewery, and big. I mean, they sell a lot of it in the UK. We have a lot of Polish people in the UK, so we sell a lot of Tyskie now here I mean, I drink it. It doesn't have to be just for Polish people. I drink a little bit of Tyskie from now and again. And that's only because I've been to the brewery. And I think sometimes you go to a historic brewery, or you go to somewhere where things were done slightly differently, that even though they're a great big kind of massive brewery, you still give their beer a shot because of where they've been in the past, if that makes sense. Have you guys been to? Have you guys seen any of the traditional? And this has only just popped into my head. I'm just making conversation with you guys at this stage because I'm drinking 12% ABV beers, and it's like having a chat with a couple of blokes around the bar, But have you been to some of these breweries where they used to make lagers, like the Czech Pilsner Urquell, where they would have like had an ice lake, and it was cold back in the day, so the ice froze over, the lake froze over in the winter, and they used to cut the ice blocks and bring them into the side of the mountain where they'd have this lagering process in the side of a mountain. That was another place that was the Czech Republic. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The name is very, very, very famous, but I've never been there. But they do wood lagering, right?
Yeah,
on big wooden barrels.
Yeah. But it wasn't. I didn't go. I haven't been to Pilsner Urquell. It was just another. It was another brewery where they literally dug out the side of a mountain, because and they said, "Look, take your jacket off when you." It was kind of warmish outside, but by the time you walked into this mountain, it was freezing cold. You wanted to put your jacket back on, and they said it's because the heat from the outside world, it just cannot penetrate this mountain. There's so much earth above that it stays like -1 or nearer to freezing.
Yeah.
So what they used to do, they when they dug out the side of this mountain, I'm talking like 1800 and something, not like last week, but they then dug out a river, so they dug a natural lake outside where the water would freeze, and they dragged the ice blocks into the mountain where they would keep it really kind of like cold.
Yeah,
and that's how they did their lagering. That's how they made lager back in the day. And I found that, like, the amount of effort and work and I found that fascinating, absolutely fascinating. To, of course, in our day and age, we have all sorts of ways of lagering lager. Let me get it. Have you seen? So we have this system here in the UK. Have you seen this system? It's the pinter. The pinter.
Okay.
My wife was kind enough to get me this for my birthday. You have to. It comes with. So what you do is a subscription service where you buy these concentrated liquids, and you pour the concentrated liquid into the system, and you add some yeast, and then you put this thing on the back, and then you turn the whole system on its. So this is at the bottom.
Yeah.
This is called the brewing machine.
Okay.
I got no idea what this thing does, but the first video I did it because my wife bought me 4 beers, and one was a lager, and I knew it said this lager was going to be ready in 8 days, and I was like, what is this like magic that's going on here? But it's never it's never going to be like magic, is it? It was pretty. It was like homebrew, like it was pretty much like homebrew. But that was the reason why I spoke about this story about kind of like lagering, digging out the sides of mountains, and then 200 years later, you can buy like a piece of plastic,
which is the exact same.
with a blooming tap on the end, and it just. My point to this whole story is buy from people like you guys who know. Sorry for the long-winded story, but buy a beer from you guys because you know what you're blooming doing. Yeah.
Thanks.
So, have you seen any of the comments? Any questions that you'd like to answer? Have you got any? Has anybody out there got any questions for the guys at Moersleutel?
I just saw the new barcode will be released, I think, next week or the week
next
after.
Month, yeah.
So that's
next month
soon.
That was it. I'm gonna go into what I've reviewed from you guys, because it was the barcode beers that I did.
Yeah.
Do you still do them?
Yeah. I think we now.
Yeah, we once every 2 months was the planning.
It's a bit too much.
It's a bit too much, so we will probably skip one of them this year because we don't have enough beer on barrels to make it. But we are expanding our barrel room as we speak. So yeah, more barrel aged beers next year. Luckily.
So, beer one, the first beer I ever did from you guys was Intergalactic Bounty Hunter.
Okay, yeah, that's
a special one.
Full throttle on the coconut, yeah.
Yeah. The next beer I did was the Barcode series. It was the green Imperial Stout.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a Scotch barrel aged, I think. Yeah.
And then I did a the cream horn gobbler.
Oh, that's
the hazelnut stout. Yeah.
And I think that's when you got really funky with your labels on the cans.
Yeah.
And then it was the red barcode.
That one was
peated coconut.
Yeah. Worked pretty well, I'd say.
It did. Yeah, really well. But that was like a good couple of years ago.
That was last year, I think.
Yeah, last year. We released 4 in a
row. It's 1.5 years back, I think. Yeah, it's about.
So after I told that rather kind of long-winded story, where are we? We had somebody comment. Oh, there we are. Piers Morgan. These guys are laughing, thinking this guy's off his rocker, which means I'm mad, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny what a 10% beer will do to you, though, mind, eh?
That quickly, eh?
Yeah. $2 super chat from Joe Biden's Dangers. Thank you very much, Joe. Really appreciate it. It's very cool that you're a family brewery. Yeah, totally cool. And we got another new member who's decided to pay monthly, Javiero. Thank you very much, Javiero, who's become a member of the channel tonight. And Jane Irwin in Canada has tuned in to say, "Hi Simon, it's so amazing to see you live. Missed you last week." We got 140 people tuned in live. It is pretty amazing. I feel like I should do like a mini beer review of this because it's so good. I don't think I've touched enough on this beer. It's so good. The roasted malt in here is so good. I feel like there's a level of sweetness, like there's maybe some brown sugar or something going on in here. Is this like or is that the coconut?
Is that
no? It's just like the roast malts with. This is just only malts. I think a little bit of sugar to boost the ABV.
Yeah,
but it's just this is just malts and hops. Yeah, and for hops it's only a bitter hop addition. So only for bittering, no flavor hops.
And it's really good.
And then just American ale yeast fermented low temperature to. And that's we ferment a lot of our Imperial Stouts on a lower temperature to not get those too much. What we really like is to make like a 12% Imperial Stout, which is not boozy. So you can just if you finish that can, you think, okay, there was a nice can, and then you get like hammered on your head. If you're drinking it, it needs to be like, okay, this is nice, but you don't need to get the alcohol from our beers. That's the what we like to have.
No, it's definitely a fantastic Imperial Stout. The fact that even halfway down the glass, there's still some head retention for me. It's really good. Good lacing.
Yeah.
Terrific stuff. So, how does Imperial Stout go in the Netherlands? Sorry to be. Are your winters like UK winters where they're really dark and horrible and everybody wants to drink Imperial Stout?
Yeah. I think, it's a small market. but it's
I think it's on a certain level. It was like 80% of our production, I guess. Imperial stouts. It still is 60. Maybe more. But we I think we're as like volume wise, we produce the most like Imperial stouts in the Netherlands, I guess. We do a lot, yeah. So and we have a lot of Dutch people drinking dark beers. I think a lot of maybe that's like the Belgium influence, because like the Belgian
quadruples.
Normally the Belgian beers are pretty heavy, like starting at like a blonde at like 7 or 8%, and triple at maybe 7 to 9. So I think that's also maybe one of the things that you see a lot of people drinking heavy beers here.
So do you have a big? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you have a big Belgian influence on your beer scene then, or is it? Is it more?
Yeah. Especially if you go more to near like Belgium, you have like Kees. That's one of the bigger guys as well. He's also doing quite some exports to the UK, I guess. And Kees is near the Belgian border, and he did like a double IPA and a triple IPA. And when he was on festivals there, then people came to his booth and saying like, this isn't tasting like a double, or this isn't tasting like a triple, because they thought that they were buying a triple or a double, like a double IPA or a triple IPA. So that's really the influence on that side. And where we live, like near Amsterdam, you see a lot of people drinking like the Duvels, or like the Belgium inspired beers, but it's more open to New World beers, especially near Amsterdam. I think IPA is the more like the focus, the focus beers. But you see a lot of like Belgian beers as well here. Yeah.
So are you drinking the stout with me? Yeah, I can see. Yeah, you're drinking the stout. Yeah. It's really good. So, Rob,
Pim,
I'm going to ask everybody while I run to the toilet. If everybody wants to fire Rob a question at the Moersleutel, Rob, you're in charge of the channel for a moment.
Okay.
But I'm gonna come back and we'll open up the last can.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about the last can. But before that, I need my full concentration, so I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Yeah, welcome everybody. So now I'm in charge of this. Pim is my name. The other, my brother is Rob. So yeah, what can I say? So now we moved the brewery. Like we started the brewery 5 years ago, and what I already told, we mainly focused on pretty heavy Imperial stouts. So a lot of we did a lot of stouts the last years, and what we see where we did quite some periods where we like discovered a new ingredient, and that we did like a lot of beers with that new ingredient. So lately we do a lot of beers with nuts, so peanuts, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts. So that's a lot of fun. We just work with a local craft roaster who's burning our nuts. And we get some really interesting stuff. It's a lot of work because sometimes you put like 400 kilos of nuts in like 4,000 liters of beer. So that's quite a huge amount of nuts in those beers. And what we also just started working with a small local chocolate manufacturer who's making some really interesting craft chocolate, which is he's also a lot of his chocolate he delivers to like Michelin star restaurants in the Netherlands, and then we get like chocolate which isn't tasting like chocolate. It's
not like Milka, but
if you go to the local supermarket and buy chocolate, that's not the flavor you get from those guys. So that's really, really nice. It's for us, it was like quite an eye opener. It's like the same as if you ask just a normal person what's a beer, they say, okay, a beer needs to be like the same as a lager, and that's with the chocolate guy as well. You get like a really diverse flavor of chocolate. So we just did like the motor oil we are drinking now. We do a series of that one as well. We do like four 4 different types a year, and we did a double chocolate. The Moersleutel double chocolate with 2 types of pretty exotic chocolates, but it isn't tasting like chocolate, which you.
It does in the aftertaste taste like a chocolate bar, but it's also chocolate is in a way the same as coffee, and then the same as kind of malt, roasted malt. Anything you roast can have a lot of different flavor profiles, such as with coffee, you can get a fruity coffee, you can get a chocolatey or toffee kind of coffee. And the same thing is with, basically everything from vanilla to chocolate to nuts to everything, actually.
Fabulous. Okay, I'm really conscious that it's 25 to 10 where you guys are, and it's rather late. So I'm going to get the last can out of the fridge. Let's get it.
Moersleutel means wrench or
spanner, wrench. It's like what's in the logo.
This beer sounds incredible. I need to get a glass. I'm gonna go. It's an IPA glass. I know it's an IPA glass, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
The take is for every beer style.
It's a good one. I think so we with this core range, we started with this core range in February this year. I think we did like one designer designed the whole core range, and for me this is I like this design the most from the 4 beers. It's like a machine which making like the macaroons on like a sort of a conveyor, so it's a really nice label design. So the beer name is the beer name is Macaroon Machine, which the inspiration of this one is like a coconut pastry style stout. So
here we go. Let's do it. Let's crack it. Oh my goodness me! Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at the body. Can you see the carbonation there fighting through the body of the beer? Wow. I got a 1 finger tan colored head, jet black beer in the glass. Oh, this looks great. Is this sounds like a lactose stout, which I mean it's actually fine.
No, it's not in there.
No.
You haven't used lactose in this beer.
Yeah, we did it on purpose because it's in retail, so supermarkets. So the public gets a lot bigger when you don't put lactose in all of your beers.
And because of its core range, we want to have it
available for everybody.
Available for everybody. But normally for quite some of our pastry stouts, we do lactose. Not all, but some we do. Yeah.
Just going to show Piers Morgan there that I've still got the last beer. Nothing's been tipped away. Nothing gets tipped away on the channel. We'll be drinking them later on. It's just I'm very mindful that it's getting late there in the Netherlands. This looks fantastic. Jet black beer. There's no light bleeding through at all through this glass. I'm going to get the aroma. Oh yeah, you definitely get the coconut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
It's really quite hoppy. It's really quite hoppy as well.
Yeah, this is quite some bitterness from the hops.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
like more berry-like flavors I'm picking up.
I think it's vanilla and
vanilla and
coconut in this one. The vanilla is more on a supporting role, so not really in your face vanilla, but it's really giving some sweetness, giving some depth.
It's so good. And this is my kind of classic rocket back and forth. You can look at the conditioning. Look at the condition on this beer. It looks wonderful. Look at that carbonation. Like I like it when the carbonation struggles to get through. That is really, really good. Really good. So in terms of, like Rob, you mentioned earlier about the design of the can. When you brew a new beer, is it you get the family around the table
No.
and talk about what you want to do, or is it just we're just going to get on with things?
Well,
I think this is the first year we made like a brew calendar. So we in the start of the year we decide which beers we're gonna brew throughout the whole year, and that worked pretty well now. So everybody knows ahead what we're gonna make. And with the recipe designing, it's mostly Rob and the brewing team who's designing the recipes. And I think for next year we want to have like more like a part, like the whole team together, like also the marketing department and like the brewers. So also some beers also need like a full story to tell about how did we come up with an idea and how do we want to taste, how do we want, what flavors do we want in these beers.
Yep.
So
also to create the story around the beer from the can art to the flavor profile, what to expect of the beer.
Like so really storytelling around the beers, I guess. And also flavor wise that we can, okay, this is what we wanted to taste like, and that we can afterwards say, okay, did we get everything in which we want? Yeah. This is
It's I mean you guys must visit beer festivals all of the time, like before the situation.
Normally,
yes. The last 2 years ago.
I think one festival per
weekend,
week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so busy times.
There we go. Shane W is really wanting one of these cans of beer. I mean, you can get it for beersofeurope.co.uk. If you want one of these beers, pick it up at beersofeurope.co.uk. Go and get yours now. But what I want to say is, when I was at the last beer festival I went to before everything really kind of kicked on was it was the Brewski Val. Have you had a Brewski Val? I went to Brewski Val. Yeah, Brewski Brewery up in Helsingborg, up there in Sweden. I got invited up there, and there was Angry Chair, and there was just some amazing Imperial Stout breweries, and like I ended up doing there. Are you the same where you go to a beer festival with the very best intentions, and then all of a sudden, like, you're drinking Imperial Stout at 12 o'clock lunchtime? And does that happen with you guys?
Yeah, well, you got to taste the beers that you put on tap, so you need to, but in a certain way. But yeah, I always just go for the good beers. I don't think Stout does really have a time. There's not really a time for Stouts, right? It's
yeah.
The only thing you need to be aware that you don't take too much head start, so you you're not going down at 4.
Well, yeah. That's the biggest thing. But I was drinking. I went to a beer on the first day. On the first day, somebody said, come over to the bar, and I ended up drinking like an Angry Chair 14% Imperial Stout at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And then when you start on Imperial Stout, I find it very difficult to kind of go to any other
styles,
style of beer. Once you, so I ended up
sours are a good,
to get like
good
your
transfer.
clean palate again, but
it's
pretty hard.
But I spent all day. I spent my whole day sipping very slowly Imperial Stout all day long. And it was like, what a magic day, and it was great. But you must find yourselves at beer festivals where, like you just said, then, Pim, you just want to drink the great beers first.
It's even better because then you still taste something. If you start slow, in the end, after 10 beers, you don't you'll taste something, but not what you really. That's also what if you do a bottle share with only like super exclusive bottles. It's sometimes it's just a waste of beer because after 5 or 6 of those super nice beers, it's just drinking and you don't taste anything anymore. So sometimes it's good to start with the really good stuff and then close with a nice pilsner or something.
Yeah,
refreshing.
Just simpler beers. Yeah.
I got a super chat here from Habaru. Awesome channel. I'm glad I'm on board. Cheers to all. Thank you very much, Habaru, for the £5 super chat. And Joe Biden's Dentures in Ohio, in America. You can get these beers at Beers of Europe. I love that, guys. I love that. Joe Biden's Dentures here is watching from Ohio in America. You can't get the beers.
What time is it there? 7 earlier or later?
I'm sure he'll comment in a moment. Probably.
I will let you know.
He will let you know. But the fact is that he's paying in dollars for people in the UK to order beer from the Netherlands. I love the fact that the internet is such an open world. I think it's fantastic that you like beer from one country, you drink it all over the world. I love that kind of. He's
3:45.
3:45. There we are. 3:45 p.m. So Joe's mid-afternoon drinking a Pilsner, I bet. Brilliant. Can I ask you guys, what does the next 5 years look like for Moersleutel Brewery?
We're gonna build a new brewery.
Yeah.
A bigger brewery with more everything on it, more jazz, more everything.
Yeah.
And we want to get it to be like CO2 neutral as possible. Make our own energy for brewing, stuff like that. More quality control, probably bigger team, more tap rooms. Maybe tap rooms in other countries, maybe one in the UK. We'll see about that, and then also
and really quality focused. I think that's the main, like the number one thing. So really
to keep it about quality.
Keep it about quality, and we'll expand, but the quality first. So really focusing on making beers we like and making beers people as we enjoy. I guess that's the main reason why we started the brewery. Yeah.
Amazing. No, really amazing. And Beers of Europe tap room is well and truly open. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat from our channel sponsors, Beers of Europe. Guys, it's been absolutely incredible having you on. It really has. If you want to give yourselves a couple of minutes just to talk about the brewery and everything else involved, what plans you got. Is there any Dutch festivals you can go to this year? And close it out, guys. Close it out. Thank you very much.
I think Mol is organizing a festival. I don't know what
we already got some invitations, but it's pretty hard to say if they gonna also if those festivals are going to open and stuff. So we're a little bit like laid back on the festival. So we don't want to like it's sometimes you're planning ahead and then you get sorry, it's we can still not do it. So it's more like if we know for like a 90% sure that that those festivals are going to be like open or like going ahead, then we'll definitely plan some.
It's hard, isn't it? Because if we're going to international ones, we have to plan flights and hotels, and it becomes pretty hard then when you don't want to book where you can't go. I think for sure, fingers crossed, 2022. I was saying this about 2021, but fingers crossed, 2022 we can all kind of get to a festival together. But even so, I'd like to think this is a chat with fantastic brewers and our friends, and I can just speak openly and honest, and I'd like to. I've brewed collaborations in Norway and Sweden and Belgium and the Netherlands. I'd love the opportunity, maybe one day, to come and brew a collaboration with you guys. I don't know where you guys sit with collaborations. Do you do many of them?
Yeah, we like to plan one collab a month. So we're not only with breweries, also with people or like local producers like coffee roasters and stuff. So we're up to that.
I mean, if I booked a flight to Amsterdam and then jumped on a 45-minute train to you guys, that would be pretty cool. I think to brew a beer with you guys. I think I'd love to do that. Of course, I'd film the whole process as well for the channel. That would be really, really cool. I mean, we've been locked up for so long. It's nice to I just want to stretch my legs now. I just want to get out and see different parts of the world. But yeah, I mean, I got your email addresses. I can drop you a line in the future with that. Cool. Yeah, thank you so very much. I mean, your beers have been terrific. They've been absolutely fantastic all night long. It's incredible beer, and I wish you the very best going forward.
Thanks.
But if you want to close out with whatever you want to say about your website, or give yourself a bit of self-promotion before we go.
I want to thank Beers of Europe for sponsoring this. So I'd say go to their website to buy some beers of them.
I think they have our whole core range of beers. So especially now with the Brexit, shipping from the Netherlands to the UK is getting pretty expensive. So I think Beers of Europe will as like our whole core range, and also I think quite some of our specials. So you can get all those over there for the UK people, at least. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Pim and Rob, for joining us tonight from Brewery Moersleutel.
It's pretty well pronounced.
Thank you very much. I mean, I remember the first beer. I was like, bollocks. What am I going to say here? But that's just the UK. I mean, we read stuff, but I think I got it pretty right. I think I got it pretty right. Beers of Europe have said. Here we go. Thank you, Moersleutel. So amazing. We've all tuned in. We got 141 people still tuned in. I'm going to carry on because I got some beers to drink, but I'm going to let these guys go because it's now 10 to 10 in the evening. You guys
tomorrow.
grab something to eat, and off you go. But thank you for joining me. I'd love to see you at your brewery in the future. I might drop you a line on the email. Probably will drop you a line on the email. Come and have a chat with you guys. But I will be drinking your beers, whatever happens. I'll be drinking your beers. Thanks, Pim. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Yep, I'll see you all again soon.
Yeah. Have a nice night.
Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers. Bye-bye. They're gone. Okay, so it's just the real ale craft beer mob here now. So I want to say a massive thank you to beersofeurope.co.uk for supporting this tonight. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing. The beers have been incredible. They really have. I remember the beers. I remember the Moersleutel beers coming around, and I was like, whoa, this is good. This is really good. These guys are going places. And it sounds like they are. No worries, Beers of Europe. It sounds like they are. They want to build a new brew house. It's always great to see. I'm always one of these type of people that I like to see growth. I like to see, like, these guys are going to be growing their brewery. They're going to be growing their brand. It's fabulous. You're seeing like forward thinking stuff going on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. What do they say about business? If you stand still, you're going backwards. So these guys are really kind of like pushing on. I like to see it. Yeah, they do. They definitely seem like smart guys, Callum. They really do. They seem like smart guys. Andy saying, thanks for the stream. We haven't finished yet, Andy. We haven't finished yet. Mark Drury saying, fantastic, nice summer. Thank you, the Moersleutel lads and Beers of Europe. Daniel Vale. Is this the return of the Stone Crow? Daniel Vale. Joe Biden's dentures, Pim and Robert Craig. They really were. I liked these nights. To get people in and chatting with them, talking about. I mean, we were live in the Netherlands. I love that. I've flown into Amsterdam so many times, and you speak to whenever you fly into Amsterdam, you're flying in with people from the Netherlands mainly, and they're always so lovely and talkative and great people. Jane Irwin, we just missed you. It is absolutely so good to hear your voice and see you live. Last week just wasn't the same without you. Hope we're both well. Yeah, thank you very much, Jane. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. 18 million views in a year. Peter Dixon. Have we? I don't think so. Amsterdam. Oh, blimey. Well, that's personal circumstance, Peter. Salty popcorn. I seen your comments earlier, Salty popcorn. I was like keeping an eye on the comments. Well, they're there over there for me anyway. I was reading the comments, and it's so difficult when you're kind of interviewing people and trying to read comments at the same time. It's such a difficult thing to do, is to kind of like catch everything. I like to think I did an okay job, in interviewing these guys and speaking to you at the same time. I don't have any backroom staff. There's nobody here, only me. So there's no people in my ear going, yeah, check 1, 2, you just missed a comment. Check 1, 2, you missed a comment. There's nothing like that going on. It's like me speaking to Rob and Pim and then speaking to you guys. And I like to think we did an okay job. Beer. They're all dark beers. They are all dark beers. That's the barley wine. I think my favorite beer of the night was the barley wine with the tonka bean and the coconut. I thought that was blooming good. Thank you very much, Salty Popcorn. Spitfire Callum. Good evening, Spitfire Callum. How you doing, mate? I wish I could multitask as you do. I think I did a terrible job, but there we go. Thank you, Sefa. Let's get Sefa. Thank you, Sefa. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Oh, Sam K's got a stout in the fridge, the Glenaverick one. Get it out, Sam! Get it out the fridge, Sam! Go on, Sam, get it out. Simon is a barley wine, consider a beer. Never had a barley wine, always stay clear of them. Mark Drury, honestly, Mark Drury, it's all barley malt. Yeah, definitely it's beer. See now, Mark Drury, I think it's the name. You go barley wine, you think, wine, boring. I'm going to nod off to sleep any minute now with a wine. That boring liquid that people... But honestly, it's beer. It's definitely beer. Ah, roller coaster ride. Roller coaster. I seen your comments earlier, roller coaster. I seen your comments earlier. Again, I was trying to multitask. I was trying to do a million things at once, talking to the lovely guys at Moersleutel, hitting my hand on the sink, talking to you guys. Ow. Yeah, it's just difficult to read everything and comment and talk. And I think the moment you start concentrating on the comments, you might lose the brewers. You might lose their attention. And right. Who's next on then, Simon? We'll let you know. Right. So as you all know, the Stone Crow is now finished on a Tuesday and Friday. It's now finished. It's done. We wanted a rest, but you know, I got every respect for Beers of Europe. They're tremendous people. We're talking, and I don't want to get you guys too excited, but we're talking mega, like Moersleutel, just like Moersleutel, mega, like top draw, Oscars style in the beer world, Oscars style brewers coming on the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. So we've just had Moersleutel, probably one of the best breweries in the Netherlands, come on tonight. And Beers of Europe have just dropped a little. I'm not allowed to say. I kind of know, but I'm not allowed to say. But we've got someone, a brewery, a special brewery coming on next month. So that's it. It's going to be exclusives. It's going to be from now on. It's going to be exclusive Beers of Europe and mega interesting breweries coming on the Stone Crow Virtual Pub once a month. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. If this can happen, it's going to be great. I can't say, but Daniel Bell is definitely not a Rangy Boom. Right, where are we? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. So, question for all of you guys. How did you... hang on. Let's get back to this because I'm very excited too. We're very excited. I'm going to do my best to get them. We're going to do our best. This brewery, honestly, it's going to be great. Oh, he knocked everything over. Baker saying, will it be on a Friday night? No, it won't be on a Friday night. Tuesdays work because it's midweek and we're all still working. I'm technically working now. Moersleutel were technically working. It's very exciting. But for the next hour, you got me. You got me for the next hour. Let's talk as old. You guys. Oh, blimey. I got the old trying to get the old gas up now. Trying to get the gas up. Oh, blimey. Lock in tonight. Lock in till 10. 10 o'clock lock in. Right. Beers of Europe are going. Beers of Europe are making a move for it. Honestly, gonna say thank you, and even more thank you to the wonderful team at Beers of Europe who keep pulling these wonderful brewers out the bag. Once a month, pulling these wonderful brewers out the bag. I'm so excited. I really, really enjoy these nights. I get a bit, I'm going to be honest, like 10 minutes before, I get a bit nervous. Oh, have I got enough questions? Have I got enough? And then I go, I'm just going to wing it. Don't get nervous. Just wing it. And that's what goes through my mind. So the first thing is like, have I got enough to say? Have I thought? And then I just go, nah, we're going to wing it. And that's how it is on the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. We get these wonderful brewers on. We chat to them for a while. We drink some beer, and then we wing it. How else do you interview somebody for like 3 hours? 3 hours long. Matt Parson says the Norfolk boys are in. Well done. We got 135 people into the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Hit the like button. Can you do that for me? Hit the like button down below. Oh, look at this. We got a super chat, look, from Beers of Europe. Beers of Europe with a £5 super chat saying, thanks, everybody. Good night. Good night, Beers of Europe. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have been amazing organising all of this. And having my back, really. Having my back. When... it's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm kind of like you could be one of these people that runs and hides into the corner and goes, oh, that's done now. That's all finished with. That's done. But to come back and do the Stone Crow Virtual Pub with Beers of Europe and to have these wonderful brewers on, it's made me climb up the corner and go, actually, I quite like that. And that's only me being me and me giving you from my personal, like, no holds barred. Here it is. I've quite liked tonight. There's not been a moment tonight. There's not been a moment in any night. It was just tiredness. It was just, and I'm only human. It was tiredness. It got to the stage where I was like, when you're really tired, I was like, I got to do the Stone Crow. And I'll hold my hands up, but I'm only human. I'm on my own. I don't have any staff. I don't have everything else that go with it. It's just me and Mel. It got to the stage where I was like, oh man, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. And when that kicks in, then the gremlins come. Then it's like, I got to do the Stone Crow. And I started very, very kind of like in a small way. I started to resent it. And I started to go, I got to do it. And the moment that happened, the moment the pubs were opening, I don't know if it was some kind of weird mental connection that the pubs are opening and I could go, But I've never held back. I've never been dishonest. I've never been dishonest with you guys. I've always been honest. I've never said, everything's fine. I haven't stood here and done that, have I? Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. And I respect my fantastic followers for kind of understanding that the 14 months were terrific. They were terrific. But the 4 hours twice a week, nothing ever grains me. Nothing ever kind of gets me in life, but it just started. It was like sand. It was like sand coming over a bank, and I was like, I just couldn't I couldn't clear it. I couldn't clear that. There was so much sand coming off. I felt like I was being buried, and it was a really weird feeling. It was a really weird feeling. Joe Biden stanches. Simon, take a break. We're cool with it. We support whatever you do, man. Joe Biden stanches. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do the ad hoc when you're up for it. Sam K, thank you very much. As the crow flies, it's a really good question. Really good question, because I've since realized that everybody wants me to wear a mask. Everybody wants me to wear a mask. And if I turn up, I'm going to do it. Of course, I'm going to do it. I really want to do it. I want to get out there as much as everybody else. But at the moment, the breweries, when I turn up, they want me to wear a mask. I've been phoning breweries saying, can I turn up? Can I do this? And then can I do that? And can I be mask free? Just to run around with my camera? And they're like, no, you need to wear a mask. So, my thing is if people watch in 10 years' time with a bloke running around a brewery with a mask on, they're going to be like, well, what is this guy? What's going on with this guy? Why is he running around a brewery with a mask on? And I want it to be authentic. I want it to be normal. So I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, in a month's time, barring whatever's going on at the moment, I can go to breweries. But at the moment I can't. Right, Jane. Jane Irwin. Simon, you're more than human. Oh my God, man. You are our superhero. I just thrilled you're here now. I cried when you're at your final show. Barely watch any reviews. It's just not the same. Oh, Jane. Watch some videos, Jane. Watch some of our regular videos, because we want you to. We really do. We want you to watch the videos, the food, the beer, whatever it is you choose to watch. It'd be great if you can come back and watch. Oh, Mac Drury, crack another beer, Mac Drury. We're going till 10. I'm going for a wee. I got some crisps. I'm hungry, so I'm going to get some crisps, have a wee, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. We are back. Maybe the rangers don't like that. Big Kev. Wow, Big Kev. Let's get that one up. Let's have a laugh amongst the boys. Oh, I missed a super chat. Right, hang on then. Where? Oh. Must have been Joe Biden's dad. Joe, hold my hands up. I'm really sorry. Really sorry, Joe. Simon, do a tour of your local shop where you pick up your keg snacks. Show the inventory. I guarantee you'll get 10,000 a week. You never know, do you? I mean, do you know the problem, Joe? The problem is that they change hands. They become a different company. And I'm hoping that they carry on with all of the kegs and the snacks. But at the moment, it's like they're getting rid of it all and they're becoming a normal shop, which is a bit of a shame. But, yeah. Oh, right. Simon, I want to send you a spicy challenge. You up for it? Daniel Bale. We are up, Daniel Bale, for the spicy challenge. I've had a real good rest. I've escaped everything. Facebook, Twitter, my emails. I've just gone, just turned it all off. I've turned it all off. But I feel much better. I feel fighting fit. I saw we're all good. I think the mass man thing wouldn't be a problem in 10 years' time, but more of a draw. Either be normal or a funny look back at life in 2021. Why is that man wearing a mask at a brewery? What is going on there? Yeah, that sort of thing. Dan Rose, same webcam. The light is the sunshine coming through the windows. Tonight, everyone, I'm on the Mackies of Scotland sea salt potato chips. Mackies of Scotland sea salt potato chips. I'm starving hungry. I could eat a scabby horse. Here we go. Hazy. Me eating crisps. Apologies for all wearing headphones. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the thing I'm about to do. Mark Drury, don't worry, mate. Don't worry, Mark. Lee W. They were strong beers. Thank you, Daniel Bell. Anyway. He sold the rights to Green Brewery, but they haven't produced bottles, just Firkins. Ah, right. I know Green Brewery. I've not had any beers from Green Brewery in ages, mind you. It's been good to be back, Jane. In all honesty, Jane, it's been amazing. It's been amazing coming back. It's been amazing. Oh, Joe Biden's dentures. Joe Biden is absolutely fantastically getting our back here. We have 49,500. We do. We have 49,500 subscribers. Joe Biden wants a party for 50,000. 50,000 subscriber party at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. $50 live stream for a 50,000 subscription. Guinness Book of Records Bender. Sam K. I can see something happening for 50,000. Look at these crisps. Look at these massive crisps. Here we go. Oh, Paul Goggin. I just managed to get them down. Paul Goggin with a €5 super chat. What's your favourite pale ale, Simon? Seems to be a lot of bad ones out there recently in the supermarkets. Cheers, great live stream. Favourite pale ale? I got one coming. It's from Hackney. I got one coming soon, Paul Goggin from Hackney Brewery. It's called Woohoo or something, called Woohoo Pale Ale. It's blooming good. Thanks for the €5 super chat. Oh, hang on. Simon, come and try 5 grain beers at the Harleston Roundtable Beer Fest on 9th of July. Brewery. That sounds like a plan. 50 beers for 50 subs. Wow. Now then. Party like it's £49.99. I like that. Yeah. I'm still going to brew London, Joe Biden dentures. I'm still going to brew London. Look at these crisps. Look at these crisps. Oh, man. Ah, damn. I just knocked the beer over. It was an accident, I promise you. Dan Rose, £2 super chat, montage video of all the funny moments for 50,000 subscribers. That's a really good idea. Oh, I mean, that was just a complete, like, knock something over. It was the barley wine as well, the blooming nice one I wanted to drink. Reality 081, yes, on YouTube. Go and have a look. The Arbor Sea Bomb. Early in the morning. Well, the Germinator. It was tasters. They were tasters. Oh. Good night, Lee. See you all soon. Good night, Lee. See you later, mate. Time for a sour. Possible future live stream Euro beer tournament or beer Olympics. Good idea. Dan Rose. Dan Rose. That's perfect. Dan Rose. That is perfect. Someone in the chat. Do the montage video and I'll post it. Because people are better than me at producing videos. You guys produce the video. I'll post it on the channel. It'll get 10,000 views easily. That's a really good idea, Dan Rose. Who's going to do it? Comment below. Who is going to do the montage video for the 50,000 subscribers? And I'll post it on the channel. Negan. Pam saying the Dan challenge. And Negan saying, nice to have the Stone Crow back. It is amazing to have you all back. The Beaumonty Beer Mall. I'm going with a Harrison Roundtable in November. Big day out, Mark Drury. Callum. Baker. Get up at 5 a.m. at work. Carry on. Thanks for tuning in, though. Thanks for tuning in. 4 laps, no hassle. The Liverpool Baltic Quarter. Hobgoblin time, says Toby. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not. I'm partial to an hobgoblin. Oh, Griff. It's empty. Video's coming soon, Griff. Video is coming soon. Paul Turvey, good to see you again. Good to see you. We're still posting videos. Check them out. The dungaree strap. Snapper of a fart. Oh, yeah. Molly wants a cider. Molly wants a cider.
Dad, stop eating your funny.
Is there a Cardiff pub crawl? Molly, is there a Cardiff pub crawl?
I don't know. How would I know? Do you know what pub crawl is, Dad?
It means you go drinking in all the pubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure you do a slow-mo over the Satan's toe, says Sam. We will. Joe Biden's dentist says Molly is not impressed. Molly is her dad's biggest fan. Molly rates me above Billie Irish.
Shut up. Just shut up. Stop talking.
Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie.
Jolene.
No, it's Jolene.
No, it's not. It's Jolene.
It's Jolene, isn't it, guys? Anyway, who else is it? Who else? The one who plays the bow and arrow girl.
What are you even on?
The Hunger Games.
I don't even like the Hunger Games. I don't even like the Hunger Games.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
What don't you like about the Hunger Games?
If you have to write a story about your main villain, like 10 years after you made the first books, then you're not a good writer and you shouldn't be writing.
That's harsh. That is harsh. Catrus Everdeen.
That says Katniss.
Katniss.
I think Angelina Jolie's cool. Dan?
Molly's having a bloody dinner. She's going to see Grandad Phil on the weekend.
Jolie.
The Huntsman. Molly, tell everybody about the Huntsman.
I don't know what that is.
Grandad Phil's pub.
Oh.
You know, yeah. Don't cough.
Shut up.
On Friday.
Your breath smells of coffee.
Oh. Simon, do you stay slim knocking back so many beers? Oh, yeah. Bring it back. Do. Bring it back. Why don't you bring it back?
Turn to the side. Turn to the side. He's got a big beer belly. He looks like he's pregnant.
Travis is in the house tonight. Good day, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, Travis.
Can we have a Halloween stone crow with you dressed as a werewolf, Simon? By Cliff. Angelina Jolie.
I am a werewolf. I haven't even got to try. Look, I change every night into a werewolf, don't I, Molly?
Takes skill to make me know what?
Molly, that takes skill to make you know.
Make me know what?
About the actor, the bad guy, 10 years before you knew. Someone was at an accident, I think.
Did you have a poo?
No, we knocked the Stout over.
Oh, about the beer belly.
No, we knocked the stout over.
No,
in the sink.
I'm going to Hazy Haze.
There's no beer belly in the sink, Molly.
Will we have live Stone Crow on Friday? Asks JG.
Joe Biden's dentures with a
5-star
5.
5-star jumps. Look at this silly little tattoo that you got. Scared of needles and got a tattoo passed out in the middle of the thing. You have to do 5 push-ups. Stop it. 5-star reviews.
5-star jumps.
Not reviews. Jump. Don't suckle on your star. That's not a star jump, Dad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just kicked the cooker. Ooh. It's not bad. It's not a skin ripper, but I caught the cooker.
That's more than after.
Joe Biden, thank you, mate. Right. My dad needs his beer belly. It keeps him standing up after a few beers, leaning up against the sink.
Peter Lee, elbow cough.
Silly old cow. That's a silly old cow.
No, it doesn't. It says elbow.
Silly old cow. Elbow cough.
See? Idiot.
No worries, Joe Biden. No worries.
Piers Morgan? What?
Yes, Molly. Your dad's famous now. He is.
I don't like Piers Morgan. Have you seen Gemma Collins? Good morning, Britain.
Travis.
Pyramid of
The video's coming soon, Travis.
Did you
Video
see?
coming soon.
She went on. She's a new thing. She's a new reporter lady for Good Morning Britain instead of Gemma. Not instead of Piers
I
Morgan.
made Molly tea earlier. She didn't wash her
That's
dish.
not even mine. What happened?
There we are. We'll leave it in water all night. See if we can get that onion off the side of the dish.
It could be him. He's probably watching. How dare you, Molly? From Piers Morgan. If it was actually Piers Morgan, it would have like a tick or something.
No, it really is, Molly. You gotta be careful.
Really? Yeah.
Molly?
It's really funny when if it's...
Molly, no, don't. You're talking to Piers Morgan now. You need to be careful. He'll talk his way out of any situation. It's his job to do that.
Gemma Collins.
Who is Gemma Collins?
Oh, she's so funny.
Someone said, oh my God.
What did I do with my dad's beer? What?
You tipped it down the sink.
It took away your tick when you left Good Morning Britain. Morning Britain. Yeah, okay.
Simon, did you try the Al? Yeah, from Brûlée. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. We drank it. We reviewed it. Yeah. What's the world's best knock joke?
What is it?
Sean Conway says, Molly, listen to your dad.
Okay. What's the best knock joke? Knock.
Gonna look it up. Yeah, Fiof, sorry if I butchered your name, but check out the beginning of the video and you'll see that the Moersleutel guys, they were great. They were really great.
Knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Molly is cool with the Titanic sinking, right? Says Joe Biden. Oh, Molly, one live stream. Molly watched the Titanic. And she was going, yeah, go on, get another iceberg. Go on, another. See? She's laughing. Go on, crash into another one. It would go down quicker.
No, I didn't.
She was.
No, I came in afterwards and I was laughing because the old lady kind of just goes, oh, like she accidentally put the thing in the water, but she did it on purpose.
Oh, Travis, yeah, that fixed me back, mate. Thanks, mate.
Apparently make a fantastic duo.
2 peas in a pod. Yeah, I think on that note, 20 to 10. 20 to 10.
Oh, is it?
On that note, I'm going to say I love you and leave you. I love you and leave you tonight at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. It's been amazing.
Titanic sank?
Who
Bloody
knew?
hell.
Yeah. It's been lovely to have you all on. We love you all. Stone the Crows. Say Stone the Crows.
Stone the Crows.
Stone the Crows. Boom! Cheers.